Sammo Hung, the big brother of Hong Kong cinema. Today, I am going to present the story of Sammo Hung, affectionately known as the big brother of the Hong Kong film industry. It is also true to say that Sammo Hung has had the longest standing presence throughout the history of Hong Kong cinema as a disciple of King Hu, an acquaintance of Bruce Lee, and the elder brother of Jackie Chan, among others. Over a career spanning more than 6 decades, Hung has functioned not merely as a performer, but as a foundational architect of the film industry's structure, aesthetics, and global influence. Hung was born into what can be described as cinema royalty. His grandparents were central figures in the early development of Chinese film. His grandmother, Qin Xiang, known later as Mama Hung, was a pioneer of the wuxia genre and one of China's first female martial arts stars, appearing in nearly 80 films between 1941 and 2002. His grandfather, Hung Chung-ho, was a prolific director and writer who helmed over 40 films. His parents worked as wardrobe artists, a role that kept them constantly on film sets. Sammo Hung was born in cinematic household. In 1961, at the age of 9, Sammo went to attend the Peking Opera School. It was at this school that Sammo was the leader of 7 Little Fortunes. An elite troupe of the school's most capable students included Hung, known then by the stage name Yuan Lung, and a younger student named Yuan Lo, who would later achieve fame as Jackie Chan. As the eldest of the troupe, Hung took on a leadership role that transcended the classroom. He was the first to work on film sets as a child stuntman and extra, often sharing his meager earnings with his younger brothers to buy them food and pocket money. This established the big brother Daigo dynamic that would characterize his entire career. The school provided Hung with his first film appearances, including Education of Love, 1961, and Big and Little Wong Tin Bar, 1962, marking the first on-screen collaboration between Hung and Jackie Chan. Sammo Hung had 2 film movies consecutively as a child actor. These movies were produced by Cathay, the rival of Shaw Brothers. He was nicknamed Sammo after a popular Chinese cartoon character with 3 hairs, San Mao. In 1966, at the age of 14, Sammo Hung served as an uncredited assistant action director and stuntman on King Hu's wuxia masterpiece, Come Drink With Me. He secured this early entry-level role through Han Yingjie, the film's action choreographer and son-in-law of Sammo's mentor, Jim Yuen, who brought him into the Shaw Brothers studio system. As the eldest of his Peking opera troupe, Sammo naturally assumed the role of big brother, Daigo, from the very start of his career. And through 1970 he continued to build his filmography at Shaw Brothers, balancing work as both a character actor and an action director. Sammo's iconic physique wasn't always his trademark. At 16, while still a protege at the opera school, a severe leg injury during training forced him into an extended hiatus. During his recovery, he underwent a significant physical transformation. Rather than allowing this to typecast him or end his stunt career, Sammo rebranded himself. He leveraged his size to create a unique on-screen persona, subverting audience expectations by demonstrating the elite agility of a heavyweight action star. In 1970, when Raymond Chow launched Golden Harvest, Sammo Hung defected from Shaw Brothers to become a founding pillar of the new studio. He served as action director on the studio's inaugural slate, including The Angry River and The Invincible 8. It was during this formative period that Sammo acquired his signature facial scar, a permanent trademark resulting from a nightclub physical altercation. According to industry law, he was glassed with a broken bottle while intervening to protect a woman, an act that further cemented his off-screen persona as a big brother and protector of his peers. In 1971, Sammo re-teamed with King Hu for the wuxia epic A Touch of Zen, serving as choreography assistant and a supporting player. During this era, Sammo became a fixture at Golden Harvest, contributing in some capacity to nearly every production the studio released. He was instrumental in the screen debuts of the studio's rising stars. Sammo learned the martial art of Hapkido together with Angela Mao from Jihan Jai, who brought to Hong Kong by Golden Harvest to train the stars and attained a black belt. After this, the studio subsequently sent Sammo on a location shoot to Korea, where he served as action choreographer for the martial arts classics Lady Whirlwind and Hapkido. Following these projects, Sammo became a frequent collaborator of Angela Mao, serving as action director and appearing in supporting roles across her most iconic filmography. In 1973, Sammo Hung appeared in the prologue of Bruce Lee's globally breakout Enter the Dragon. Although he only had a supporting cameo in the opening sequence, this fight is widely cited by film historians as a cinematic precursor to modern mixed martial arts, MMA. As a protege of King Hu and a contemporary of Bruce Lee, Sammo served as a vital creative bridge between traditional Peking opera-style action and the modern era of grounded realism. His status in the industry was solidified by his presence as a pallbearer at Bruce Lee's funeral. There was also a famous incident between him and Bruce Lee. According to the most cited account, Hung and Lee were discussing martial arts on the set of Fist of Fury. Hung reportedly asked Lee if he was truly as fast as the industry rumors suggested. Lee took the question as a friendly challenge and responded, "Do you want some?" Before Hung could even react to the question, Lee's foot was inches from his face. Hung, stunned by the speed, immediately acknowledged Lee's mastery. This encounter profoundly changed Sammo's perspective on martial arts and realism in the film. In 1973, Sammo choreographed in King Hu's The Fate of Lee Khan. He also served as action director and played the antagonist in King Hu's The Valiant Ones, released in 1975. During this period, Sammo was extremely prolific, contributing in various capacities to at least 5 Golden Harvest productions annually. In 1976, he choreographed for The Private Eyes, a landmark comedy by the Hui brothers, who had become the studio's top box office draws following the passing of Bruce Lee. His provided the creative momentum for Sammo to pioneer the action comedy subgenre that he would later define. In 1976, he starred in Hand of Death, which marked the first on-screen collaboration of the legendary Three Dragons, Jackie Chan, Yuen Biao, though they only appeared in minor roles. In 1977, he made his debut as a leading man and his directorial debut with The Iron-Fisted Monk. The latter is widely considered the film that popularized the kung fu comedy genre in 1978. Raymond Chow tasked Sammo Hung with choreographing the action sequences to complete the posthumous release of Game of Death. That same year, Hung directed Enter the Fat Dragon, which served as both a homage to Bruce Lee and a satirical commentary on Bruceploitation actors. He also helmed Warriors 2, a seminal work that cinematically adapted the Wing Chun style and remains a benchmark for the style's technical accuracy on screen. During this era, Golden Harvest incentivized its top-tier talent by allowing them to form satellite production companies. Hung followed suit by co-founding Garbo Motion Picture Company in 1980. In 1979, Sammo produced and starred in The Magnificent Butcher, which adopted the kung fu comedy style popularized by Jackie Chan's box office hit Drunken Master. Both films were helmed by director and action choreographer Yuen Wu Ping and featured the same stock character, the wine-drinking beggar mentor. While filming The Iron-Fisted Monk, Sammo began assembling his legendary stunt team, the Sammo Hung Stunt Team, Hung Ga Ban, which was formally established in 1979. Before this, the industry relied on freelance martial artists hired on a per-scene basis. His reputation as Daigo, Big Brother, was cemented by his paternalistic leadership and the unprecedented loyalty he showed his crew. Before Sammo, stuntmen were usually freelancers hired day to day. Sammo was the first to put his team on a permanent salary, providing them with medical insurance and financial stability, which was unheard of at the time. He Hung Ga Ban won the Hong Kong Film Award for Best Action Choreography 7 times, more than any other team in history. In 1980, frustrated by Raymond Chow's decision to limit his film to a 2-week, limited engagement, Sammo Hung established Bo Ho Film Company Ltd. That year, he helmed Encounters of the Spooky Kind, a pioneering work that blended kung fu, horror, and comedy. While The Spiritual Boxer 2, 1979, had introduced the Jiangshi, hopping vampire character, Sammo's film effectively launched the genre. He also served as co-director for the sequel Game of Death 2. As his commercial clout grew, Sammo used his protégé system to cast his former Peking opera schoolmates in major roles. In 1981, he directed the Wing Chun classic The Prodigal Son, which served as a star vehicle for Yuan Biao. Often considered a spiritual successor to Warriors 2, the film earned Sammo the inaugural Best Action Choreography Award at the Hong Kong Film Awards. In 1982, he starred in the kung fu horror film The Dead and the Deadly, which marked the first on-screen pairing of Sammo Hung and Cherie Chung. For his performance in Carry On Pickpocket 1982, Hung also received the Best Actor Award at the Second Hong Kong Film Awards. In 1983, Chung and Hung were re-teamed in Winners and Sinners, the inaugural installment of the Lucky Stars franchise, and another film featuring the Three Dragons. Hung himself helmed most of the Lucky Stars series, another landmark 1983 release. Featuring the Three Dragons was Project A. That year, Hung also appeared in Tsui Hark's cult fantasy epic, Zoo Warriors. Additionally, in 1984, Hung co-founded D&B Films company Ltd. With Dixon Poon and John Sham. By 1985, as Shaw Brothers ceased film production to focus on television, D&B rose to become one of Hong Kong's big three studios, alongside Golden Harvest and Cinema City. In 1984, he directed, choreographed and starred in the iconic Three Dragons collaboration, Wheels on Meals. By 1985, he continued to expand the franchise with the Lucky Stars sequels, My Lucky Stars and Twinkle, Twinkle, Lucky Stars. That same year, he helmed Heart of Dragon, a film noted for the dramatic chemistry between Jackie Chan and himself, while also serving as executive producer for the breakout hit Mr. Vampire. Having climbed the ranks from stunt coordinator and supporting player to A-list lead, Sammo's focus shifted toward creative producing after 1985, prioritizing his role as a studio executive over his previously prolific output as a performer. In 1985, through his company D&B Films, he discovered and launched the career of Michelle Yeoh in Yes, Madam. He was responsible for bringing Western martial artists like Cynthia Rothrock into the fold, changing the face of female action stars forever. Sammo was also the architect behind the 1980s fighting femmes boom. Jackie Chan is universally known as Dai Go, Big Brother. Because Sammo is Jackie's senior and mentor, the industry created a special tier Dai Go Dai, Big Brother, just for him. His late 80s work included the milestone war epic Eastern Condors 1987 and Dragons Forever 1988, which serves as the final on-screen reunion of the Three Dragons. In 1988, he delivered a transformative performance portraying his real-life mentor, Yu Jim Yuen, in the biopic Painted Faces, offering a cinematic window into the rigors of the Peking Opera School. Following the critically acclaimed Pedicab Driver, 1989, he starred in Mabel Cheung's Eight Tales of Gold, often cited as his career-best dramatic turn. After an ensemble appearance in the star-studded Island of Fire, he reunited with his mentor, King Hu, for the director's final feature, Painted Skin, 1992. He then served as action director for Wong Kar-wai's wuxia masterpiece, Ashes of Time, 1994, and helmed the Jackie Chan vehicles to Nice Guy. During this period, his output became more selective, marking a transition away from his earlier high-volume schedule. In 1998, Sammo Hung successfully made his crossover into the Western market as the lead in the American TV series Martial Law. The project, developed by showrunner Carlton Cuse, was originally pitched as a television adaptation of Police Story 3. While the role was initially intended for Jackie Chan, who passed on the project, it became a breakout star vehicle for Sammo, marking a rare instance of a Hong Kong action star headlining a US network primetime series. The show ran for 2 seasons and featured a guest appearance by Bruce Lee's daughter, Shannon Lee. This achievement fulfilled a long-standing ambition for the Three Dragons. After Yuan Biao's unsuccessful stint as a stuntman in the US, he famously remarked that there was no place for Chinese people in American cinema. Sammo's defiant response, "Just you wait, America. I will become a great hero of America," was met with Jackie Chan's playful quip about whether American screens were large enough for Big Brother's ego. Ultimately, Sammo's crossover success proved his commercial viability in the West, cementing his status as a global action icon. In 2001, he starred in the fantasy epic The Legend of Zhu. In 2004, he served as action director for Stephen Chow's Kung Fu Hustle, and in 2005 he portrayed the antagonist in SPL, Sha Po Lang. This marked the beginning of his Grandmaster and Final Boss eras, where he transitioned into more authoritative and formidable roles. He later acted as action director for the award-winning Ip Man 2008 and Ip Man 2 2010, in which he also co-starred. He was the action director behind Donnie Yen's breakout successes in SPL 2005 and Ip Man 2008. In Ip Man 2 2010, post-2000, his directorial output became rare as he focused primarily on action choreography. His notable recent works behind the camera include directing The Bodyguard 2016 and contributing a segment to the anthology film Septet, The Story of Hong Kong. Most recently, he delivered a powerful performance as the crime lord, Mr. Big, in the box office hit Twilight of the Warriors, Walled In 2024. In 2023, he received the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Asian Film Awards, and he received the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Hong Kong Film Awards in 2024. These awards officially cement his status as a living national treasure of Hong Kong. With a career spanning 60 years, over 30 directorial credits and more than 200 acting roles, Sammo Hung is the longest-standing titan of Hong Kong cinema. He didn't just participate in history, he built it. He is not just a filmmaker, he is the architect of how the world feels action on screen. In the history of Hong Kong cinema, few figures possess a more enduring or influential legacy, and his contributions continue to shape the industry to this day. Sammo Hung remains the biggest Big Brother, the man who took the blood, sweat, and hope of a Peking opera school and turned it into the most influential action legacy in the history of cinema.
不以呢，我喺電影界呢都做咗60幾年。不過，一個人可以喺60年，仲喺同一個職業，仲有得做得咁好嘅，真係好有福。我喺電影界做咗咁多年，我攞過最佳演員獎、最佳動作指導獎。終身成就獎攞2個，我淨係未攞過最佳導演獎啫。我希望繼續落去之後，我有機會拍多10零部戲，我都嚟有一部戲入選啫，我就已經好開心啦。
If you love diving into the world of Hong Kong and world cinema, drop a like and subscribe for more updates.